Hello and welcome to Business Matters, where business does matter. And here I have Tina Quigley with me, and she's the president and the CEO of Las Vegas Global Economics Alliance. It's a long name there. I did not want to mess that up, Tina.
You did good. You did
Thank you,
good.
thank
It's a
you.
lot of words, and it's a long acronym, LVGEA.
No, thank you. And so you're episode number 2
Okay.
for our new show. So I'm really excited to have you here. Thank you so much. I know that you have a very busy schedule, and so it is an honor and a privilege to have you in our studio
Thank
today,
you.
Tina.
Thank you.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about who's Tina? Where
Okay.
did Tina come from?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, story originally from Northern California. Went to
Okay.
school to be a pilot. Ended up switching degrees. Went into airport development. And it's currently July. I don't know when people are going to be watching this, but it is currently July. We just had our hottest day ever, 120 degrees. So
Right.
you'll understand this story. I came out in between my junior and senior year to do a co-op, like an internship at McCarran Airport, where you earn college credits. And I remember after I was done with my little college credit internship, driving home in my little Datsun B210 that had no air conditioning.
Oh,
Yeah, right. And thinking to
Oh.
myself, well, I'm so glad that I got the experience for my resume, working at McCarran Airport. At the time, it was McCarran Airport.
Yes.
But a few things. One, I don't want to live in Las Vegas.
It's too
'Cause
hot.
It's just too hot. And I didn't feel chemistry with the city. 2, I didn't want to be a government employee. At the time, I was uninspired by some of the coworkers I had. And 3, I didn't want a desk job. But then I graduated, and I had 2 job offers. I could work for
Nice.
America West Airlines for $15,000 a year as an intern, or I could work for McCarran Airport. They invited me to come back and work for $25,000 a year.
Ooh.
So all of a sudden, I decided I could live in Las Vegas.
Absolutely.
I could work a government employee, and I could have a desk job. So, and I'm so glad that it worked out, because it brought me to Las Vegas at the time. This was 1990. We were on fire, right? We were growing like crazy. There was so much opportunity and optimism, and being at the airport, which was growing, I got to be on projects that I never would have got to be on at any other community or any other airport. So I forgot to read the memo to myself there in between my junior and senior year, and I've spent 34 years here now.
wow, that's nice. You know, I used to come and visit my sister, because my sister had moved out here, and she had been out here for a lot of years, and she's like, come just live in Vegas. And I'm like, no, I can
know.
visit you once and twice a year, maybe most. I go, I can't see myself here either. It's too darn hot. And now, 18 years later, here I am. I absolutely
Here we
love
are.
it.
You got
I
your own
love it.
show. You're part of the community.
Yes, totally. So I've been in staffing for the last 18 years here in Las Vegas, and my sister's the one who put me into the industry, because that's what she was doing out here. And in 2014, started my own staffing company, and that's our sponsor today, CS Now Staffing. So thank you to our sponsor.
Full
We
round.
appreciate it. Yes. So Tina, so now you're here in Vegas. You're working at McCarran Airport, which is now Harry Reid International. So then what?
So I spent 15 years there. I really, like I said, it was very fulfilling, and I learned.
Yeah.
I had a director at the time. I mean, I think we all have somebody in our lives like this who was a former county commissioner, former mayor of Boulder City, and he believed in cultivating young talent. And so he gave me projects that I probably wasn't really ready for, but it pushed me. He believed in me more than I believed in me, and so as a result, I kind of found myself and got to prove. I wanted to prove to him, and in doing so, I proved to myself that I really liked airport development. I really liked Las Vegas, and I wanted to be a part of building the community. So 15 years there. Then 15 years at the RTC, the Regional Transportation Commission, which is the agency responsible for roads, buses, the traffic signalization center. Which is, when you're in that role, you get to be a part of, again, a community that is full of optimism. Even when we shouldn't be full of optimism, we just constantly are believing in ourselves. So to get to be a part of that is addicting and fulfilling. So that's why I'm still here.
So then you're familiar with the airport, you're familiar with building roads. You really have been spearheading then the growth here in our city.
Well, I don't know about spearheading, but I've been able to be a part of the conversations.
Well, definitely in key roles, Tina. Come on, give yourself credit.
Well, it takes a village, right?
No,
I mean,
it
takes
does.
more than
It
that.
does.
But everybody's got a little part. And when you're working with a team that believes in what you're doing and all the oars are rowing in the same direction, which does not always happen, right? I mean, your career and the teams and the chemistry of the people you work with goes up and down. But there are those magic moments in time. I call it like when the fairy dust gets sprinkled and everybody's rowing in the same directions and multiple agencies are collaborating. Holy schmoly, the stuff that you can get done.
Oh, yes.
And it's cool to be able to be a part of those conversations.
No, collaboration is key.
And it's harder. It's a great word, right? It is harder than it sounds. It's not all sunshine, lollipops, and roses and rainbows all the time.
That's right.
To overcome egos, to overcome self-interests, to find a group and cultivate a group that has the larger picture in mind is rare. But when it happens, again, dang, it's powerful.
Well, collaboration is so much like a business partnership, right?
Right.
Like if you're owning a business with another partner, it is a marriage.
Yeah.
And so you just have to be careful on not stepping on each other's toes and knowing each other's lanes. And
Communication.
communication is key. Definitely communication is key.
Listening
And so-
ears are key.
Yes,
And,
yes.
and again, some of those skills are harder than we talk about them a lot, but actually practicing them can really be hard. You got to do a lot of introspective work too.
No, so definitely. And so then you went from McCarran to then RTC. And then now.
So now I'm at the LVGEA. So I spent 30 years in government.
Yeah.
Remember I told you,
Yes.
my note to myself was I don't want to be a government employee. I spent 30 years, and actually I absolutely love it, and I recommend it to people who are starting out or mid-career. To be a part of your community through a government agency means that it's more than just a job. You're not just working for a profit. You're working for a purpose. And when you're with the right agency, it's the most fulfilling career I think that you could have. It truly is. It's not boring government work. There's no such thing. I don't think it's boring government work, at least not locally. It all serves a purpose, a higher purpose than just a company or profit. So go work for government, especially if you are an aggressive, optimistic, aspiring employee. You'll do good things.
No, yeah, great advice there. And so now the organization that you represent, you're the president, CEO.
Of the LVGEA, right? So retired from government. I tried to be retired for a little while, and it's not fun to be retired when all your friends are still working. And so, and I kind of lost that sense of purpose. So was thrilled to death when the opportunity to work with the LVGEA came along. To some extent, I feel like it's a lot of the work that I've been doing in terms of building a community, trying to create an environment a collaborative environment that can do big things to really create a place that businesses want to work, and then doing the marketing and the policy participation that's required to create that community to make it desirable for companies to move here. Really enjoy it.
About how many employees does
LVGEA have?
Yeah, so it's LVGEA.
We are pretty lean. We've got about 15 employees.
Okay, so you guys
It's very lean. So, and we don't have any teeth. We don't. We don't have any authority, power. We are just an agency that is that facilitates. We facilitate relationships. We facilitate connections. So when a company is interested in expanding or moving to Las Vegas, we facilitate the relationships. We offer them services. We connect them to the community to get that business to move here.
So who funds?
Who funds us?
Who funds you guys?
So about 1/3 of the funding comes from the legislature, from the state government. And then we have some money that comes from the local governments as well, the municipalities. And they're our partners. And then the rest of it's through private funds, so private investors. So a lot of the bankers, a lot of the attorneys in town, a lot of brokers are on our board. The universities all are on our board as well. So it really is true. It's the region's largest public-private board. It's 60 people, so it is large.
Wow.
But what's needed, the uniqueness of it is that it is truly does represent the public, private, and state agencies. So we can have a universal conversation about regional economic development.
So the mission, vision of the organization then is to basically bring other businesses here to Las Vegas or even just to Nevada?
Well, our focus is on Las Vegas.
Okay.
There are 9, we're called a regional development authority as designated by the legislature. And there are other regional development authorities representing Northern Nevada, representing the rural communities, the rural counties. So each of us receive legislative funds through the Governor's Office of Economic Development, more acronyms, and we all report in regularly to that agency on our activities and the businesses that we're assisting.
What type of businesses right now are you trying to bring in?
Okay, so every 5 years we are required to do a Community Economic Development Strategy, a CEDS. That's a lot of letters again. And the CEDS that we have right now, which expires next year, identifies 7 different industries that we should be focused on because they're appropriate for our region.
Okay.
And those are advanced manufacturing, transportation and logistics, healthcare services, information technology, creative industries, clean energy industries, and business and finance. So 7 is a lot. But what we're doing right now is within those industries, that's a very wide net.
Yeah,
But
yes,
like
it
I
is.
told you, we're only 16 people. So we have narrowed it down to sectors within those industries where we have some assets that it would make sense that we could start to pull into some very specific type industries. And we are looking at biotech because we have got some wet lab space and we've got a growing biotech. It's small. We're not talking about being San Diego or one of the larger biotech clusters, but growing that. FinTech, which is the financial services and electronic financial transactions, because we have the Strip and we have so many millions of financial transactions, global financial transactions happening here. And then in advanced manufacturing, taking a look at, in particular, EV and clean energy related manufacturing. So.
Wow, that's quite a bit.
And then sports and entertainment type technologies as well, just because that's naturally and organically happening anyway. So targeting that industry and those companies.
Nice. No, that's great. And so we're going to be going to commercial right now. And first, I want to thank our sponsor again, CS Now Staffing, where business does truly matter. And you can get a hold of them at 702-902-2448. And we'll be right back with Tina. Introducing CS Now Staffing, led by yours truly, Laura Nowlin. As the founder and president, I bring over 17 years of expertise in sourcing for talent, building winning teams of professionals, marketing, and workforce development. At CS Now Staffing, we're not just a staffing agency. We're your strategic partner in building a winning team of professionals for your business. My passion for community service extends to connecting entrepreneurs with local resources. Recognized by the Small Business Administration as the 2022 Nevada Family-Owned Business of the Year, we're not just changing the workforce landscape, we're defining it. So welcome back to Business Matters, and here I am with Tina. Thank you so much once again for joining us. Really appreciate it.
This is fun.
Yes, and so you're with Las Vegas Global Economic Alliances.
Right. Lots of words.
It's LVGEA.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, awesome. And so we're going to talk a little bit about diversifying, right? What type of businesses you're really wanting to bring here to our states, to our city.
So we talked about the verticals the industries and the verticals that we're focused on. I'd like to share with you a minute, like why the LVGEA exists and why it's tasked with diversifying the economy.
Yeah.
I like to share this analogy when I'm talking with people about economic development and a local economy. So a local economy is a lot like a bucket of money. And in there, the money is whirling around as it goes between the daycare center and the grocery store and the gas station and your employer. It's like you got a big KitchenAid mixer in there. It's millions of transactions every day. And that would be great if all that money stayed just in our economy. But the thing is, we have a hole in the bucket. And ours in Las Vegas is we have lots of holes in the bucket. In that every time you buy something that wasn't manufactured here or serviced here or grown here, that money leaked out of the bucket and went to China or Phoenix or Detroit or California. So, but we here in Southern Nevada have been blessed with this huge spigot, this rain shower of money filling up our bucket, right? In the form of what industry? Hospitality. Yeah,
definitely.
hospitality and gaming. It rains, it showers on us, except for when it doesn't. Right? So when we go through a boom cycle, we're great. When we go through a bust cycle, it really hurts.
Oh, yes.
So 2008, a great example. COVID, a great example. I personally lost friends who had to move out of the state. And when you lose talent like engineers or medical profession employees, it's really tough to ever get them back.
Right.
Right. So the role of the LVGEA is to make sure that we've got additional spigots filling up the bucket. Now, we'll never have the rain shower that we have from hospitality and gaming, but by having more spigots of new money that come into the bucket, we will help kind of mitigate some of those extreme lows that we go through. So that's why these industries we talked about are very different than hospitality and gaming.
Yes.
Yeah. And the importance of it being that the businesses we attract must be businesses that bring in at least 51% of their revenue from out of the region. So they're
nice.
Bringing money out of the region into our bucket.
Okay, good.
So, yeah.
Good. And so now those type of companies would be then?
So those types of companies that are generally companies that have 50 or more employees.
Okay.
If they're going to qualify for tax incentives, for the Nevada state tax incentives, they ideally have 50 or more employees, although we work a lot of times with smaller companies too. It's just to be fully eligible. 50 or more employees with a capital infrastructure of at least over $1 million.
Okay.
Or if you're going to be manufacturing, at least $5 million of capital investment. And the reason for that, it means that if you're putting in that much capital investment, you're probably staying around for a while.
Oh, yes, we want you to stay.
Yeah. And then the other thing is that do need to pay at least 65% of the employee's health insurance.
Okay. Now, these 50 employees, are they allowed to come from a different state, or are they having to hire them here?
No, we don't have a rule currently related to that. And the other thing I did need to mention is that the salary of these employees needs to be at least at or above the state's average wage. And right now that's about $32 an hour.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I know, right? Now it's the entire state. One of the reasons the state average wage is so high is the mining jobs impact that rate, and then also some of the advanced manufacturing jobs that we've got up in northern Nevada, and the higher skill, higher wage jobs there affected as well. The average county wage is a little bit lower than the average state wage.
Right. Do the union rates also impact this as well,
Yep,
right?
yep,
I would think because
it's
we're a
all
union
included.
state.
Yep.
And so what if it's a company that doesn't want to go union, but they want to come to Nevada?
Oh yeah, we don't dictate whether or not they're a union.
Did you hear that? Very good. Okay. Good. That's a very important question because I'm sure they're thinking that $32 an hour.
By statute, those are the only requirements.
Okay, great. And so then you're saying tax incentive. Give us a little more information on tax incentive. What does that look like?
In the state of Nevada, a tax incentive is actually just a tax abatement.
Okay.
So it is not cash. We're not saying, hey, come to Nevada and here is
Some
we're going to
money.
help. We're going to give you some property or some money or whatever it is. No cash incentives. It is strictly tax abatement, which means that once you are up and operating here, you have for a temporary amount of time, 2 to 4 years, depending on which category we're talking about, you will have a reduction on sales tax for purchases related to the business. You'll have a reduction on payroll tax, modified business tax. But again, those are just tax abate. We're just abating taxes, not giving you cash.
So then if someone's thinking, I want to expand to Nevada, they should reach out directly to your agency, correct?
They should. In fact, yes, if you know if somebody is, if I would love for your watchers, your audience here to take our website down. When you know that a company is expanding or you know there's a company that's looking to move, connect us to them because we have services to help. We of course will explain the tax incentive program, but we'll also help them out if they need workforce. We partner with Workforce Connections. There's actually grant programs associated with helping you out in terms of hiring and onboarding your employees. We will help you if you qualify for a foreign trade zone, which is where you're manufacturing some goods where you can get to hold off on paying taxes associated with those goods. We can help you out with that. We will connect you to brokers, attorneys, tax attorneys, insurers, whatever it is that you need in order to feel. We'll connect you with your elected officials.
Nice.
Sometimes we connect with the governor, depending on what the company is, so that you feel a part of our community. We think that that's one of our biggest selling assets too, is that we're not like California, we're not like New York, we're not like these larger states. In our state, you're pretty much always 1 degree of separation away from anybody, right? I always like to say we're a population of 2.4 million, and I know all 50 of them. So that's actually one of our marketing points when we do get an audience with a company, is saying, if you come here, you will have the ability to connect with whoever it is that you need to connect with.
So I know that our state and our city is known to be very transient,
Transient,
right? Very transient. And so sometimes it's really hard to trust a brand new company coming in if they're not introduced by someone that we already trust. We're a very small community. And if I don't know that person, I know someone who knows someone who knows that person that can get me there, right? And so a lot of times we don't trust.
Yeah.
So I think that, yes, key is reach out to Tina, right? Reach out to her so she can help you maneuver through our city politics.
Yeah, there's a
right?
lot of that too. And you know, the chambers are super helpful too. We work closely with the chambers. The absolute asset. Yeah, if you're a member of a chamber, you're pretty much going to, any of the chambers, you're going to be connected in a minute to whoever it is that you need to be connected to.
And so a great number, what phone number should they call you at?
Okay, so you're welcome to, if you know of a company, you're welcome to call me. I'm at 702-321-2135. That is my personal cell phone number. And also our website, which is www.lvgea.org.
.org.
.org. And again, LVGEA stands for Las Vegas Global Economic Alliance. Lots of words.
Awesome. And so you are involved right now in the Vegas Chamber of Commerce. Is it the Latin Chamber of Commerce as well, the Urban Chamber? So you belong right now to all the chambers?
We on a quarterly basis, actually, we convene with all the chambers, so Urban, Latin, Asian, Vegas, Henderson, to share what's going on within all of our organizations, what we're seeing in terms of trends, what we're seeing in terms of what we're concerned about in terms of policy. So we quarterly collaborate, that word collaborate again, and share information. So we're staying as smart as we can.
No, definitely. That's good. That's good advice. What other advice would you like to give to any of our viewers?
I think we've covered it, and that would be if you know of a company that's looking to expand or grow, regardless of number of employees, let us know. We really pride ourselves on that white glove treatment in terms of making them feel immediately a part of the community, connected to whoever they need to be connected to, because that is one of our assets.
Do you guys offer any internships?
We do. Right? We do through UNLV. We've been we've got a couple interns with us right now.
Oh, great. Yeah. No, that's good. And so, you know, I'm happy that you were able to come on to our show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, this is our second episode, so we're really, excited to just start a new series, right? A new beginning where business does matter. And doesn't it matter,
I like it.
Tina?
Business matters.
It totally matters. And even though you don't want to involve politics, guess what? Politics is part of business matters, right?
There's no separating it.
Right? As much as you want to. I remember when I was getting ready to start my own business, my mentor told me, because I told him, I hate politics. I don't want to be around all this stuff, right? I can't stand it.
It is.
And he said, wait till you start your business, Laura. There is no way you're going to be able to get away from it,
Right.
because it's going to impact your business.
Yep, you care.
And sure enough, here I am. I'm trying to meet everyone, right? Any government official, someone who's running, and I love having those conversations with them. How much do you care about business? How much do you know about business?
Those are good questions.
And in those conversations that they don't know who the SBA is, I said, we've got a problem. So at least let me get you introduced to our district director for our state of Nevada, because if you're going to run, I need you to really be there for about our business.
Good for you. That's very generous of you too, because I'm sure they value that. That's,
No,
yeah.
yes, I can care less about the party. Okay? What are you truly going to do for our community? Because once you're elected, it doesn't matter what party you are.
Right.
Right?
It's-
We're all red, white, and blue.
Yep. We're all Southern Nevada at that point.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So once again, thank you so much. And let me go ahead and give another shout out to our sponsor today, See Us Now Staffing, where business truly does matter. You can reach out to them at 702-902-2448. You can catch us on Roku at WWDB-TV, at See Us Now Staffing's YouTube channel. And we launch a new episode every single Friday at 3 p.m. So make sure that you follow us on social media. Once again, thank you and God bless. Thanks,
Thank you.
Tina.
This is fun. Thanks.